out as I come through. Busting in your line, cracking helmets in. I bring the pain, so what you gon' do? Stand there and just get shook out ya. So clean out your locker, I'm out to get ya. Cause I just popped ya. You can't take the pressure. You might as well quit cause you just can't last. Madden 2000, put your face in the grass.
Austin Safarian-Jenkins, the first touchdown of Jameis Winston's career.
And your pride in the dirt, so put on a skirt. If you come on the field and don't wanna get hurt, just bruised and beaten, all black and blue. And it's been like that since Madden 92.
North Carolina, come on and raise up, take your shirt off, twist around your head, spin it like a helicopter. North Carolina, come on and raise up, this one for you, this one for who? Us.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. The Buccaneer Blake Sports with your host, Mr. Buccaneer Blake himself. I wanted to do this one right after, so you had my true emotions and feeling, my facial expressions and things like that right after the game that we played the Panthers at home. I mean, not at home, but away in Carolina. Bucs lose this game 38-10. Dishonorably fashion. I mean, in a way, like our offense moved as usual. We couldn't finish drives, what I talked about weeks ago, weeks upon weeks. And we lost on all aspects of the game. Couldn't finish. Special teams came back to bite us in the ass again with a Bobby Rainey fumble, which he hadn't done all season until today. Lack of defensive pass rush. Lack of being competent on defense at key times in the game. Like I said, but in a way, like I really think we have a true corner in Sterling Moore to move forward. A bunch of other guys we need to revamp and look deep and find guys that fit this system. But a lot of it, I believe, will happen if we get a better pass rush. I firmly believe that some of these bad plays in the secondary will come up better when you have a better pass rush, where quarterbacks aren't fully confident to sit back there as long as they like and pick you apart for what did Cam Newton have? 26 for 21, only threw 5 incompletions. That's just ridiculous. So 26 for 21, 293 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He was sacked 4 times. Winston threw for 47 attempts, 29 completions, 325 yards, and no touchdowns, but 2 picks. And he was sacked a few times. But mainly, most of that was because they know we have to throw every down, and we kind of abandoned the run game. I believe Martin only had 15 attempts, Sims 4 times, and Winston ran in for a touchdown later on in the game, which put us up to 10. But it's the tale of the stories of what I've been saying all season and to come up today. We have to get better on all phases. Offense has gotten greatly better. Like I said, maturity would help. Austin Safarian-Jenkins, I still understand him getting angry when he makes a great play and then doesn't finish. Gets angry. He seems to care more about scoring than our team sometimes. Like I said, it's very tough because I know this guy is a great player. And I hope it's just a maturity thing, much like what people said about Winston, and all those people said that we should have drafted Mariota over Winston. Winston threw for $4,000. Marcus Mariota didn't finish the season, which I told you he was Jake Locker 2.0. Jake Locker was forced to retire from the Titans because he had too many injuries. But don't listen to me. That's what most people don't do anyway. They want to believe things that aren't true. So I'm glad we picked up Winston. He threw for 4,000 yards. It's a 6-10 season. It's better from last year. And everybody knows we have a franchise quarterback now, and we got a running game, and we got intricate part of the pieces of the team that we can go forward with. Now we have to work on the defense. And when we're talking about defense, there's a couple players that I'm personally interested in. One, Travis Benjamin from Cincinnati. They say, why Travis Benjamin? One, I personally followed the kid in Miami. He's a speed burner, and he adds value to kick returning, which he's returned a few for the Browns in his career. Alshon Jeffrey, of course, which I don't think we're going to get because he'll ask for too much money or the Bears are going to keep him. Ruben Randall from LSU, great receiver, got very underused in New York. I don't know if it's because of him, the plays, Eli Manning, I'm not sure, and Mohamed Sanu are players that I'm looking at bringing on this offseason. If Kenny Bell doesn't work out, because I know he's recovering from an injury. As Kenny Bell adds value to some of those as well. He's not an awesome kick returner, but he is a speed threat and has great hands, which we need on key downs. A couple other players I would like to bring on offense is Dwayne Allen from Indianapolis. He was hurt a lot. He's a hometown boy from where I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Kobe Flaner or Larry Donnell to add other elements at the tight end position, because we do run tight ends out wide and do double tight end situations. But I believe Dwayne Allen's more of a also Ferrin Jenkins type. He can pass block and run block. Came from Clemson, if you don't know who he is. He was part of that team with Martavius Bryant and Sammy Watkins on the Clemson team. He was there as well. On the D-line, of course, that I would like to see come in is Pierre Paul went to USF. I don't care about the hand thing. We can work on that. You can see still is the same player he was. He just has to adjust. And hopefully he doesn't have to wear that big wrap on his hand anymore coming in next year. Muhammad Wilkerson is a player I would really love to see here. Now, if you're talking about crushing the pocket with him and Gerald McCoy would definitely do that. Or even playing Muhammad Wilkerson at DN. He's played well no matter where he has been on the D-line. Nick Fairley, a guy I wasn't too big on at first, but he seems to come into his own playing with the Rams coming in. He got a couple pressures on us and would add some depth to the D-line. Do I think he make a huge impact? You know what? Let me be honest. No, I don't. But it's depth on the D-line that we could use instead of picking up guys like Daquan Bowers to come in and play off the street. Greg Hardy, it's a possibility that they could pick up, but I'm going to tell you on tape and I'll tell you in person in the stands, I will not cheer for Greg Hardy when he gets a sack. I won't cheer. If I know it's Greg Hardy, I will sit back down in the seat. But if he gets a pass rush for this team and this team picks it up, then I have no choice but to roll with it. But don't expect support from me. Oliver Vernon from Miami. See, I'm kind of torn between that because, players coming in their final years in their contract. And Miami, I think, was the first 3 weeks didn't have a sack, or 2 weeks, what it was. And Oliver Vernon was a starter on that team. With Cameron Cameron Wake and Dominican Sue, that D-line was supposed to be a terror. Ended up being like a dud, but they got some pretty good pressure on Brady. Maybe it wasn't they didn't learn how to play together, or the schemes was different from firing their head coach and having an interim head coach come to take over. It might have to do something to do with the schemes as well. Vinny Curry is a guy. Vinny Curry is another guy from Philadelphia that I always admire for us to get. Big defensive end, can cause havoc. I think he can do something for us if we can get a hold of him. There's a couple players that might get released due to contracts. Is Mario Williams and Tamba Ali. Those are two guys which I think we could plug in, veteran guys, plug in with Jacquez Smith, William Golston, and Howard Jones, and get a good defensive rotation. I think that's what we need instead of plugging in guys like George Johnson. George Johnson was a situational pass rusher out there in Detroit, and that's where you kind of saw things fall by the wayside with him being a full-time starter now, which I don't think he was or he is. We just had to do something to pick up somebody for D-line because we didn't have any other defensive end. And Junior Gillette, when he got released from the Saints with the Washington and then got injured, I think we could plug in guys like that and definitely get an immediate pass rush coming in the next season. So that's where I told you I'm torn between a defensive lineman and a corner. If we can get some of these guys on the D-line, we can spend our time in the secondary and things like that, getting a safety, a corner, maybe another linebacker, whatever it is that we can get on there and we can get. But being where we pick at is a couple of guys I'm interested in. I'm not going to get into that right now with the picks. I'll wait till when we get more around the combine time, and I'll give you my thoughts and details on that. The secondary, there's a couple guys as well. Like I said, if we wanted to invest in the D-line, like vice versa, if we didn't want to go the D-line route, what I just said, we can go to the secondary route, like players like Sean Smith, big corner, great at zone coverage. We can do that. Prince Amukamara, Eric Berry at safety. Definitely need some leadership back at safety. My personal favorite, Tayshaun Gibson out of Cleveland, who led the league in picks last season. Tremaine Johnson, another big 6'2" corner, got a pick on us when we played the Rams. Luis Delmas, safety again, we can pick up. Josh Norman, I know is not going to come out of there, but I'd be interested in watching them two practice against each other. Mike Evans, and Josh Norman. Janoris Jenkins, he's a guy coming out from the Rams as well. Granted, they're going to keep somebody there. I doubt the Rams let them all walk, but he's another one that could play zone and man, and he's played fairly well playing in St. Louis. And Brandon Boykins, Lovie Smith talks about slot being its own position. Brandon Boykins is a slot corner, and if we could get a hold of him or guys like Captain Munnerlyn, for the record, is not a free agent. I'm just throwing his name out there, but Brandon Boykins is a nickel corner that we could use. And I think all these players, given the fact that if they're available, we can use them. And the key part is, when I mentioned Mario Williams and Tamba Ali, is contracts. If you can get decent contracts out of these guys, then I think they could form formidable players for us. Give Tamba Ali's in his 30, I think he's 30 or 31. Get 2 years out of him. Get these young players up. Get draft picks and rotation. That's what I'm thinking here, because right now we really need something in there. I really feel bad for Gerald McCoy, because I want the dude to see winning. He's been here. People ride his ass on and on. You don't do enough. You're this, that. He can't do everything. He can't be one man that does everything. And there is players in the D-line too that are really trying. So I'm not going to sit up here and discredit for them. They've done things for this team that I didn't think they could produce, and they've done well. And it's just in situations where you need them, they just don't come through. Granted, because the situation, or they just not a lack of experience, and that's just what comes with the season. Much like our rookie quarterback, he's going to have rocky bump times. He's going to throw interceptions, but the kid learns from his mistakes. That's why I like him to play teams like Carolina Panthers, because they're going to test your limits. They're going to push you to the limit, Jameis Winston. They're going to test you with blitzes. They're going to loop defensive ends. They're going to do all that and try to force you to make throws in the situations you're not familiar with. And you've gotten a lot better with that. I see the blitzes, how you stand in there and hold strong through there. And much like Donovan Smith, he's done a great job playing against the best ends in the league, playing on the left side. And Ali Marpet, being considered a couple weeks ago, being one of the best guards in the league with Mike Upati before Mike got injured. These players have came through for us, and I'm not really pissed off and all that. I just know we have a future now. We have a quarterback. I'm not going to keep harping on that, because I've done that before. I just know that we have a quarterback now in this town. And it will always be remembered as one of the 3 top passers that threw for 4,000 yards his rookie season. Oh, we should have took Mariota. Oh, I wish those guys were around for this one. How the Titans are yet again picking in the top 2 picks. Jake Locker, just remember that name, Jake Locker 2.0. Granted, Jake Locker wasn't picked at the top 2 picks, but he ran just as fast as Marcus Mariota in the 40-yard dash. So that's everybody's big thing with Marcus Mariota, is he can run. But yet again, this game pointed out everything that we struggled with all season. The only difference was penalties to the end of the game, which there were 2 personal foul penalties on Mike Evans, and not a holding penalty. Well, yeah, they kind of did give up penalties. I think. I just forgot his name. Donovan Smith gave up the 2 holding calls back to back, one-on-one blocks, and I think is a defensive, not even defensive holding, pass interference penalty, no delay games. Yeah, it's just a couple penalties in there that we got to clean up. And like I said, you have to finish drives. I think we get too conservative in goal line sometimes, because you don't want Winston to make a mistake. But we have to get aggressive down there and play like we're supposed to win games, try not to lose games. I think we need to come out of that mentality sometimes, Dirk Cutter. And I believe sometimes you played aggressive, you called aggressive plays, and they turned out well. And if they didn't, I wasn't upset. You were taking shots. You were playing to win the game, and I'm fine with that. So I've officially rambled on to the point where I don't even think I have anything else to say. So I'm not angry. I wasn't angry initially, but I have to realize the totality of what's going on with this team, and I understand this team, and they played for us. They played for me. Like I said, Doug Martin was in consideration for the top rusher. Winston threw for 4,000 yards. Mike went over 1,000 yards receiving again. It's obvious where we need work is on defense, and that's Lovie Smith's specialty. He's sat back and let us pick offensive picks. Now it's time to let us do his thing with the D. So Lovie, if you watch this message or watch this video, I'm with you, buddy. I don't want to be the Cleveland Browns, who have yet again to fire another head coach and still have quarterback problems. I don't want that anymore. I don't want that life. It's the first of the year. I'm making myself changes. I hope you do too, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. No head coach, no quarterback. We have a head coach. We have a quarterback. We have a great GM. We have the tools we need to do. Now let's go to work. And as always, I'll end this final week with Buccaneers broadcast. I'm so grateful for you guys being around. Everybody who supported me. Everybody who was there for me through all my personal issues. I want to thank you guys. And if I wronged anybody, I'm sorry. I'm human and I have anger problems sometimes. I have issues dealing with people sometimes. I think that everybody has all the same end game to all conversations and situations in life, which most of them are, but I have to learn to deal with them better. So thank you guys for following me, and thank you for watching, to everybody who supported me and who's been there. Appreciate it. And I'll end this as we always do. You're the master of everything you do in your life. What you do with it is entirely up to you. Be safe. God bless. See you draft time. And go Bucs.
Yeah. Riding with Skeet, Mello, and Flacco. Ain't got no beef, but we got cheese and lettuce like a taco. What you talking about? I got my city on lock, ho, and I always keep the peace. I never gotta keep that Glock, bro. Tampa Bay Buccaneer, check the red and pewter. Yeah, the girls with you are mighty fine, the ones with me are cuter. Swagger to the max, mind faster than computers. See, we get the signal clear, the flashing lights can never fool us. Call me Young Hammy, I'm about to go ham. When it comes to Tampa, I'm the definition of the man. Always let me speak my mind, but never listen to my plans. Sometimes it made me doubt I'll never miss a step again. Confidence is great, but humility is greater. Being humble is what lets me show civility to haters. It lets me see the real ones from the fakers. Guess it turned me into Kobe, Wonder Corp, we are the Lakers. Going for the championship, you'd be appalled at the amount of women waiting for their chance to get hit. It's some cancerous shit. I jumped off the wheel, they let me out the cage, now I go hamster a bit. Yeah, hometown hero status, cause my flows they be the tightest and my women are the baddest. Skate park of Tampa kids tell me I'm the raddest. Born a soccer player, I used to kick it at Ed Radis or Schimberg. Got cheese like Limburger, I'm a lyrical assassin, I spit and begin murder. I love my mother, I know that my sins hurt her, so I live a righteous life and only listen to the word of the Most High. He made me so fly, boy, I'm colder than the winter, you could call me Snow God. Shout to Key, I hit the booth and go live. If they tell you I'm the sickest, my nigga, it's no jive. I need a doctor. See, I'm fly without a plane and I don't need no helicopter. I'm not an actor. When it comes to my success, speaking the truth's the biggest factor. You're just a poser. Yeah, you're just a relief pitcher, I'm the closer. I am Tampa. Yeah, I am Tampa.